Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Where'd he go? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. So as you see, Psalms 34, you get understanding through the precepts. Psalms 34 and 16, the face of the Most High is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. That's what we just read. He hath shortened the time. The righteous cry, and the Most High heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. See, the righteous cry, and the Most High is listening. He hears the righteous cries, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Most High is nigh, he's near unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. You see, a lot of you don't know what that means, because that's 24/7. You got to know how to humble yourself. And be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivered him out of them all. Many are afflictions, but the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob delivered us out of them all. Most High told us in verse 13, Psalms 34 and 13, keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. See? You gotta depart from evil. But you gotta know when you allow evil to come in, you allow Satan to come in. Satan know he got a short time, so he's gonna come in. And you women gotta really be careful. Because he started out with you. He started out with you. And you was able to persuade the man. Adam. He was able to persuade Adam. And now here we are in the condition we in. And a lot of you, you know, you don't want to take the blame of what she did, but let's read about what the scripture says. Ecclesiastes 25 and 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and to her we all die. See? Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and to her we all die. So how did the beginning of sin come through the woman? Because Satan went to Eve and persuaded her in a way that, just like women today, they want to be in the same position as men. He told her she gonna have power. That was the thing that he used. That power. Look at all these women that think they pastors and want to do the same thing that a man. What's that called men? Because when this go down, ain't no woman gonna be in the army of the Most High. We didn't have women in our armies. We didn't have women police and all that stuff in the armed forces. No, it was men. But see, when you understand this demon on the left side, how he think and how he operate, how he brought that evil right there. The Most High made them righteous. The Adamites, Adam and Eve, he made them righteous. He said, hey, this paradise. He was in paradise. Like we were working to get to paradise, he was in paradise. He said, hey man, you can eat of everything. You could take to everything. You know, eat, you're looking at eat It's not just talking about eating some food. It's talking about you can take of this, take of that. Look at this, look over here. This is what you could do. Stay here. But no. Say, don't mess with the tree of good and evil. What you need evil for if you're righteous? What do you need evil for if you're righteous? The Most High made us righteous, so what do you need the evil for? See, that's what happened. You gotta understand this. Because it says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. What happened? Going to Genesis 3rd chapter, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High power had made. And the Most High, sometimes he called us beasts, as men. And he said unto the woman, yeah, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, let you know that she knew the law that the Most High gave. We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it. This is in the law. From Genesis to Deuteronomy. Ye shall not eat of it. What did she know? She knew. She said the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. That's the first lie ever told. When the serpent told Eve, you ain't gonna die, because the Most High said you gonna die. You ain't gonna live a day. And a day to the Most High is 1,000 years. For the Most High does know that, listen at this closer so you understand, all you women out there that want power, how this power came in the beginning. For the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods. You see that? You're going to be as gods, knowing good and evil. You know what I mean? Come on. Is he telling her she'll be like the Most High of Mashiach Yahushua, everything on the right side and everything on the left side? You're going to be as gods. Listen, verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, like some of y'all out there thinking that the things that's going on in this world is good for food too. But what you have learned in ignorance, in this gross darkness of this world. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. See that? Supersede the mind state of her husband, who she's supposed to be listening to, following, Adam. And a tree to be desired to make one wise, wiser than what she was being taught by the Most High of Mashiach Yahushua. Come on. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, exposed, that means, hip top. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Most High Power walking in the garden in the cool of the day, who was Mashiach Yahushua. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Most High, but the Most High is there, amongst the trees of the garden. And the Most High called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden. I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. I was exposed. He heard his voice in the garden. Who's the word of the Most High? Mashiach Yahushua. But that's a little bit, might be too deep for you. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gave it to me, gave it to be with me, she gave me of the fruit, and I did eat. First thing he did was blame the woman. We also already told him he couldn't eat of it. That's why you men out there gotta man up. You listen to what the woman say, and you make the right decision. Because she has a mind, she can think very wisely. Because here it is. We have all eaten of the tree of good and evil. So we both have wise wisdom, but you gotta make that decision on what's right. According to thus say the Most High's word, men, man up and be a man. Because this is what happens. First thing he did, he gonna blame. Don't blame, you can't blame nobody. When you reach the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua, you die, you reach that judgment, you gotta man up. for yourself. Can't blame it on nobody. That's the first thing you do, blame it on her. And the man said, verse 12, the woman whom thou gave to be with me, she gave me of the free tree, and I did eat. And the Most High said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? So he went right from what he said to the woman. Said, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So she beguiled Adam. The serpent beguiled her. Here she go with an excuse. But what did she say? In verse 6, she said, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, a woman thinking that, letting her know that you're going to be wiser than you are now, then taking the time to let the Most High, the Spirit, bring it to you. Nah, you're going to eat of this, and you're going to be wise. That's what this is all about. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. See? So the serpent teaching her how to beguile a man. He's saying the woman said, excuse me, verse 13, and the Most High said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? We only hear because it says in Ecclesiastes 25 and 24, the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. See, y'all got a woman up to that. And we read about it right here. It says, verse 13, Genesis 13, and the Most High, Mashiach said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Excuses. She blamed it on the serpent. Just like Adam blamed it on Eve. She blamed it on the serpent. The Most High said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, because you're supposed to be able to bring forth children just like you see the animals. You don't see them hollering and screaming, going crazy whenever they have their litter. But this is what he done to the woman. In sorrow shalt thou bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So that's not the world that we're in now. Women want to think that they can rule over men. But it says, to the woman, that's from the beginnings. Say your desires will be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So the man will be ruling over the woman, not the woman trying to rule over the man. This world is all true. That's why I went to, initially I was talking about what? The Willie Lynch letter. It was how to keep us divided, even with families. Because they mainly concentrated on the woman, regardless of how you think you are. Because a lot of you don't know nothing about reincarnation. You're the same spirits coming back that they programmed during the Willie Lynch in 1774, I think it was. Willie Lynch. Seeing how the slave owners was doing the slaves, killing them and so forth. Smelling dead bodies as he walking down. He said, man, I got a foolproof method that will keep you from losing valuable product. That's why I just read to you. We were nothing but great game to them. I mean, come on. You working for no pay, and they getting all the money, reaping all the benefits of your work? Come on. Oh yeah, this is real. But they done it through the woman, man. Our women. And they taught the children how to look up to this slave owner, or the so-called white man period. Here we are, we're at the beginning of where it started. When Satan came to the woman. What's the difference? Same as we're dealing with now. That's why women got to open up their minds and realize, hey man, I'm not letting them deal with me like that. Think about it, think opposite. Most of the time you be on point. But listen what he told Adam. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. Listen to this closely, men. He said, because you listen to the voice of your wife, your woman, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. He knew that, and Eve knew it too. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Where the black farmers at? Where our farmers at? Where's our crops that we could be selling to the other nations? We don't have nothing. He said, cursed be the ground for thy sake, for your sake. And sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return into the ground, till you die and go back to the dust. For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. See? That's what we're looking at. Going back to Psalms 34:19. So many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivered him out of them all. Don't go through many afflictions, but if you lock into the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's going to deliver you out of them all. But you got to give your life to this. He said, verse 18, and the Most High is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. So if you don't have humility at all times, in the right times, then the Most High ain't near to you. You can't make him near to you and you got pride and you can't be told what to do. This Bible is an instruction manual. Psalms 132. 1. Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember David and all his afflictions. King David, remember David and all his afflictions. How he swore unto the Most High and vowed unto the mighty power of Jacob. Surely I will not come into the tabernacle of my house, nor go up into my bed. I will not sleep to mine eyes, or slumber to mine eyelids, until I find out a place for the Most High, and habitation for the mighty power of Jacob. Lo, we heard of it at Ephraim. We found it in the fields of the wood. We will go into his tabernacles. We will worship at his footstool. Arise, O Most High, from Abanawa Yahweh, Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, into thy rest, thou in the ark of thy strength. Let thy priests be clothed with righteousness, and let thy saints shout for joy. For thy servant David's sake, turn not away the face of thine anointed. Don't turn the face away of Mashiach Yahushua from you. The Most High has sworn in truth unto David, he will not turn from it, because the Most High is not a man that he should lie. Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne, and that is Mashiach Yahushua. He set Mashiach Yahushua upon his throne. If thy children will keep my covenant, which is his laws, statutes, commandments, and my testimony of these words of this Bible, that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne forevermore. That's why we're coming back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, that we may sit on the thrones as 144,000 men, 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel. That's going to be the ruling party with Mashiach Yahushua. Both sit on thrones with the 12 apostles. Mashiach Yahushua told them they're going to sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. For the Most High have chosen Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation. This is my rest forever, the land of Israel. But you know, you got New Jerusalem that's come down from the sky and land in the Middle East once he purifies it with fire. This is my rest forever. This is my rest forever.